Hello, good evening. Once again, I am continuing from the stanza number 7 because up to 5 we have done. This is the sixth stanza that we are going to take up now. The lover and beloved, they are making the last ride together, and the very idea when he thought of the last ride together, when he got the consent, the silent consent, that is called suggestiveness in poetry. Milton said that poetry must be sensuous, simple, and suggestive. The beloved doesn't speak anything, but she just looks downward and casts a glance, and he gets the signal that she will go along with him, and by just finding the consent, his entire portion of his entire chambers of his body started flowing with energy and happiness and ecstatic state. So that we can say heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. The journey was granted. It was not begun. When it begun, it might have given them enjoyment, but just the consent, just the idea that they will go on the last journey, he is completely delighted to the core, and that is why Keats has said, "Heard melodies are sweet." Something that is there in imagination is much more vivifying, much more lively, and much more pleasant than the thing you are having, you are enjoying in reality. So the poet was of the opinion that if you scan out, anybody scan out the ideal, the proposition, man proposes, God disposes, if anyone try to judge his own propositions and his achievement, he will find that his achievement falls too short, because we propose very highly, but the human destiny is like that, we achieve very meager. So that thing is there where the line came to an end. I hoped she would love me, here we write. So the poet says the lover is of the opinion that he had the wish to be loved, and she is riding with him. What more than that is needed? He thinks that I have got the highest reward of my love. That is the last ride. And what else I want? I want nothing else. This is the last thing. I have got the most glorious achievement of my life. And he says that what hand and brain went ever paired. What hand and brain went ever paired. Every time we decide, we try to judge the action and achievement, we find that our achievement is far too short than our proposition, what heart alike conceived and dared. And this is also a kind of reality that the thought and formed plans had the courage to act upon his plans. Every intellectual being makes a plan. We all make our planning, think to do something. But we are not exactly able to translate all the thoughts into action. If it was so, it rarely happens that what a person has thought, he is able to achieve that. Always there will be a gap. There will be the achievement is always going to fall short. That is the human destiny, human predicament. Same is the case with me. If I had desired, I had proposed to marry this girl, and I was not able to give the consent of marrying, and I am just having the last ride together with her, it is not that great a failure. I have achieved something at least. So that is the feeling, and feeling is most important. The kind of feeling you must be having satisfaction in yourself. What people say, that is not important. What you feel, that is important. So the lover is feeling a lot more comfortable, a lot more successful As he compares himself to others, he finds that he is having glorious success. At least he has become able to avail the opportunity of riding the last time along with his beloved. Was what will but felt the fleshly screen. What act proved all its thought and had been? What will but felt the fleshy screen. And we desire very highly, but our achievement is very meager. We ride, and I see her bosom heave. I am observing the motion of her body, the beauty that is being created because of the motion of the body, that I am observing, witnessing. What else I need? This is the highest thing that I have got. There is many a crown or who can reach. There are many a crown for who can reach. Many things are there which remains unachieved. So he says that there is always some reward for one who works and strives. This is human destiny, human predicament, that we all propose, we all desire, and we act for that achievement, and we finally are able to achieve some of it. And but this reward falls far short of his expectations. Always the achievement is lesser than expectations. So is the case with me. Still I can say that I am in a better condition. I have at least got the last chance to travel along with her and enjoy the company and the warmth and passion of the physical contact, because getting side by side, sitting side by side itself is very warming kind of, very thrilling kind of an experience. I don't know whether this is the case, but he is saying so. There is many a crown for who can reach, and in our life so many things are there and we cannot achieve everything. So if I have got this much, I must be satisfied in this. 10 lines, a statement's life in each. The flag stuck on a heap of bones, a soldier's doing what atones. Then he compares the achievement of the statesmen. What is the achievement of a statesman? Obituary is made out on the grave of the great statesman, or some sort of notifications come in the newspaper when they die, or the flag stuck on a heap of bones. When the soldier die, the flag is hoisted on the grave, or soldiers doing what atones. What else they could have? They get nothing more than that. Either some sort of epitaph is made, some sort of monument is erected in the memory of those great people. This is the final achievement of the statesmen, politicians, and the soldiers. They scratch his name on the abbey stones. Finally, what happens? They are buried in the abbey stones. Abbey is the famous churchyard where the famous people of England are buried, graved. My riding is better by their leave. And if I compare my riding, last ride together with my beloved, the amount of pleasure and delight I have derived from this walk, from this riding together, is more than their achievement. So I feel I have got more than anybody else. I am more successful than anybody else if I compare very honestly. What the next stanza? What does it all mean, poet? What is the achievement of poets? They are very bright people. They are imaginative. They create a world of their own. They talk of great ideas. They are remembered later on. Well, your brains bent into rhythm, you tell. And poets try to compose their ideas, they organize their ideas into rhythms, and it appears very beautiful when their ideas are read. What we felt only you expressed. We can feel, but the poet can express. That I have told you that जैसा हम सोचते हैं वैसा तो लिख, भवानी प्रसाद द्विवेदी ने लिखा है, भवानी प्रसाद मिश्रा ने, जैसा हम सोचते हैं वैसा तो लिख, तब जाके हमसे बड़ा तो देख. You will be given more credit to a poet, it is said. You will be given more credit than ordinary people because you write what common flock thinks. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. This is felt by everyone, by most of the people, but it is composed only by the poets, right? To be or not to be, that is the question. Okay. So, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? Such thoughts come to the common man, but such thoughts are composed by the poets. That is why they get the honor. And what we felt only you express. You help things beautiful the best. You make the things beautiful. You make the ordinary things appear most beautiful, like the valley that is described by Wordsworth in Tintin Abbey is very ordinary kind of a valley, but when he describes it in Tintin Abbey, it becomes a lot more glamorous that way, and paste them in rhymes so side by side, and you paste them in rhyme. You put those thoughts, ideas into rhyme, rhythm, and that is why it appears beautiful. And I am enjoying the pleasure of my beloved's presence side by side. 'Tis something, nay, 'tis much. I can say that my achievement is greater than the poet. First he wanted to compare his achievement with the poet's achievement, but then he says no, my achievement is far more superior than the achievement of a poet. Although they have made beautiful ideas impregnated into rhythm and rhyme. 'Tis something, nay, 'tis much. Nay means no, but then have you yourself what's best for men? Have you yourself? Why my achievement is greater than the poets? Because what they think, what they erect, what they create on the pages, beautiful world, beautiful emotion. But ask them, have they got those things what they have conceived and written? They themselves are devoid of achieving those things which they have written or conceived, and I have achieved. So my achievement is a lot more superior than the achievement of a poet because they only write. I am having the enjoyment in person. So my achievement is greater. Are you poor, sick, old? Are your time nearer one with your own sublime than we who never have turned a rhyme? Sing riding joy for me I write. So these poets, are you poor, sick, old? Ere your time. The poet becomes sick, old and poor when time passes. Nearer one with your own sublime. From your sublime aspect you reach to your poorer aspect than we who never have turned a rhyme. We have not written any line, any poem. Sing riding a joy. For me I write. What can be a joy for the poet to describe? I am experiencing that first hand. What a poet can write only, I am enjoying it first hand. So my achievement is greater, superior than the achievement of the poets. Okay. The next stanza, that is eighth one. Yes, the eighth stanza is there, and stanza number 8. Just a minute, I am coming. Taking the text. Okay. And you great sculpture. Then he makes a comparison of himself with this sculpture and says that sculpture creates beautiful images, like goddess Venus image is created by sculpture. So you gave a score of years to art. You have given 20 years to, dedicated 20 years for your art, her slave, and you dedicated and you followed the art for 20 years, and that's your Venus, and you have erected the image of Venus in 20 years of time. After dedicating 20 years, the image of Venus is created. Whence we turn to yonder girl that folds the burn. But just as somebody is watching the image of Venus there, he is enjoying that image, and as soon as a very common sort of ordinary girl, my beloved is a lot more beautiful, very princess. She's like princess. She is having all the elegance of a immaculately handsome, beautiful lady. But I'm not saying that a woman, a girl like my beloved, very ordinary girl comes over there, and the onlooker who is relishing the beauty of your image of Venus, turns his eyes towards that girl. Meaning to say, the life is far more superior than the art. 20 years time you spent in making that image, dedicating yourself, learning the art, and then you created that beautiful image of Venus. Somebody, some onlooker is there who is watching and enjoying that image. As soon as a girl of ordinary faculties, very ordinary girl comes, and his eyes meets the figure of the girl, he runs after that, leaving your statue there only. So, who is greater one? The art, the life? Life. Of course, the life. And I am enjoying the life, the present. I am in present enjoying the bliss of having the company, having the last ride together with my fairy-like beloved. Okay, so my achievement is superior to the achievement of sculpture, superior to the poet, superior to the statesman, superior to the soldier, and yet superior to the sculpture's achievement. To yonder girl that fords the burn, your acquies, and shall I repine, what man of music? And then he compares himself with his achievement with the achievement of musician. He says that of course music is a great art. Anybody's heart can be aroused with feeling and emotion listening the music, because music is having that power. Okay, so. But as compared to the achievement of a musician, my achievement is still greater, because with notes and nothing else to say, the musician is having melody, rhythm, nothing to say. Is this your soul praise from a friend? Greatly his opera strains intent, but in music we know how fashion ends. For some time, one musician can be highly popular, but after 10 years, after 5 years, the trend changes, right? Some other type of music comes in there. You can imagine about the Kumar Sanu song during 80s and 90s, and then Arjit Singh and many others. I don't know that much of that one. Badshah, Honey Singh. And then there are rap songs. Nowadays rap songs culture is there. All other previous great musicians are irrelevant. But see to me, a lover can never be irrelevant. Radha and Krishna loved, Sita and Ram's love is there. Then he Raja, many iconic love pairs are there, and they are all great forever and ever. Their importance, their relevance can never be decreased. That is why my achievement is far more superior than the achievement of a musician or a sculptor or a poet or a soldier or a statesman. I gave my youth, but we ride in fine. I invested entire youth of mine in pursuing this lady. As sculptor invested his 20 years in making the painting, learning the art of sculpture, and a musician dedicated 20 years, might have 15-20 years in learning the art of music. It is not so easy that in a day somebody can be a rock star. And I invested my youth for a girl, this beautiful lady. And my achievement is I am riding with her. So my success, the amount of success that I have got, I am very proud, and I am very, you can say, confirm. I am very sure that my achievement is a lot more better and greater. I gave my youth, but we ride in fine. So we are riding. What else is needed? Riding together is the highest thing. So it can be compared to anybody's achievement, and my achievement would be certainly greater. Okay, who knows what's fit for us? Who knows what's fit for use? Had fate proposed bliss here, should sublimate. Then he says that who knows what's fit for use? Nobody can understand, nobody can guarantee what is best. Just a minute. Let me have the text. My God, thank you. Okay, fine. So he says that who knows what's fit for us? Nobody can speak with guarantee that what is best for whom. This is very difficult to claim. Had fate proposed bliss here, should sublimate my being, had I signed the bond. Still, one must lead some life beyond, have a bliss to die with dim disquiet. So the poet is of the opinion that the beloved, the lover, he is making a claim that nobody can decide, nobody can be confirmed that what is best for whom. Had I willed to enjoy supreme bliss in this world, and had fate proposed bliss here, should sublimate. If I was given the blessing of the fate, I would have enjoyed the sublimest thing in this world, and sublimate my being. Had I signed the bond, still one must lead some life beyond. If suppose I would have signed the bond, signing the bond is marriage. Had I been able to enter into an agreement with fate, he would enjoy perfect happiness. Suppose I was given the excess of fate, the blessing of fate, and I was given this kind of word by the fate that you will enjoy whatever you would wish to enjoy. What I would have wished to enjoy? The company of my beloved forever here in this world. And in that position, if suppose I am given to enjoy the entire portion of my life along with my beloved, it would be best for me here, but what else in the next life, because death is inevitable. I would enjoy here, but what would I do in the next life? No hope would be there. At least in this condition, if I am not fully able to enjoy my beloved here, I am having the chance and I am having the hope that I would be united in the heaven along with my beloved, and I will live there happily and peacefully, and I would be excited to die. At least there is a kind of project left for me to complete it in the heaven. So that way my condition is all right, better. That is robust optimism. I can tell you that he is given only 10-15 hours of enjoyment of his beloved, and in that 10-15 hours of enjoyment, he is perceiving the entire success of his life. That is what we call robust optimism. One must be positive, happy, optimistic in every kind of situation that is provided to him. Okay. So he says that have a bliss to die with. Everyone is going to die. Suppose I would have enjoyed the entire life living together with my beloved, nothing would be remaining for me to enjoy in the next life, and no hope would be remaining there. In this condition, when I am deprived of the company of my beloved throughout my life, I would be having some sort of hope to complete that conjugal enjoyment in the life after this life, that is in the heaven. So that way I am going to be in a better condition, better situation. This glory garland round my soul, this foot, just a minute, have a bliss to die with the dim discreet, this foot once planted on the goal, this glory garland round my soul. I don't want to have a glorious achievement tying around my soul. Could I descry such? Try and test. I sink back shuddering from the quest. Earth being so good, would heaven seem best? Had it been so, I was allotted the enjoyment of my beloved's company here in this world. What would I be doing in the next life? I think my life in the heaven would be very boring if I was able to enjoy my beloved here. Now heaven and she are beyond this ride. Heaven and she, two things would be, two interests would be remaining for me, and that would be accomplished in the heaven after this life. So death would be having a lot of glamour for me. I would be waiting for death eagerly, curiously, because I would have to meet my beloved in the heaven and also enjoy the company of my beloved there. So that way, the thing that is negative for him, he is turning it to be positive. Okay, the last stanza, and yet she has not spoke so long. Yet I can say she is not speaking and she has not spoken anything. She has given her company to me. This is the negative thing about Browning, that he is always thinking by the perspective of a male. The counterpart, the female, for whom he is so much excited, he is regarding her more than a goddess. He is feeling heavenly pleasure in her company, but she is not being questioned. He is not caring that she is also sitting, or we can say that is another thing. He is so much ecstatic that he has forgotten completely that she is also there and he should talk to her. So this is very ironical and paradoxical. The person for whom you are so much excited, you are so much interested, you are so much happy, pleasant, you have in a way ignored, or you have neglected the presence of the same person. So what kind of paradox it is, you can understand. I will take it positively, and I would say that just the grant of that last ride has erupted in his heart so much of pleasure and delight that he has forgotten everything. Even the company of the beloved is forgotten. He is forgotten that she must be talked about. She must be, they must be communicating something. He is thinking everything in himself, right? That's making positive explanation from there. And yet she has not spoke so long. What if heaven be that fair and strong? He is of the opinion that she has not spoken for a long time. Heaven is nothing but life at its best. He is trying to define heaven. What is heaven all about? Why people are so much fascinated and so much curious about achieving the heaven? Let me tell you, heaven is life at its best. And I have experienced the life at its best in this life only. So I have experienced the heaven in the company of my beloved. I have experienced the heaven here only. I don't need to go to heaven to enjoy it. What if heaven be that fair and strong? And heaven is enjoying the best of health. In the heaven, two things are there: the best of life, the best of health. One enjoys best of health. No disease is there, though there is no risk of corona. You can move around, you can meet the people, you can talk to them, you are not required to have social distancing, physical distancing there in the heaven. Okay, what if heaven be that fair and strong? You are fair there and you look good, beautiful. Everybody tries to look good and beautiful. And you are strong, you are healthy. At life's best, with our eyes upturned. That is, heaven is the best part of your life. When you are most happy, you can say that is heavenly. Whither life's flower is first discerned. He says that the best that life has to offer, or the best which man can hope for. Heaven is that which you hope best in your life. We fixed so, ever should so abide. We fixed so, we have decided that this is all about heaven. All these 3-4 lines that he has written, he is of the opinion that she has not spoken so long. What if heaven be that? Heaven क्या होता है? Fair and strong, healthy होना, खूबसूरत होना, life's best portion of life, जो आपके लाइफ का बेस्ट पोर्शन है वो हेवनली है. विद आवर आइज अपटर्न, हमारी जो आइज अपटर्न, विदर लाइफ्स फ्लावर इज फर्स्ट डिसर्न. जब आपको लगे कि आप अपने जीवन के बेस्ट पार्ट को जी रहे हैं, वही आपका हेवन है, वो उसी को आप हेवन कह सकते हैं. विद देयर ओल्ड लाइफ कंटिन्यूइंग अनचेंज्ड and except in the intensity of their emotional experiences, degree, the intensity and depth of their emotional experiences. These are the things. What if we still ride on? We too. We fixed so. That is, these are the things which are associated with the concept of heaven. And then he says that we fixed so ever should so abide. हमने ऐसा पहले सोचा था हेवन के बारे में, और उसको हम आगे भी कंटिन्यू करेंगे. व्हाट इफ वी स्टिल राइड ऑन? इफ सपोज आई एम गिवन द अपॉर्चुनिटी टू कीप ऑन राइडिंग एंड राइडिंग एंड राइडिंग विद माई बिलवेड, दिस राइड इज नॉट गोइंग टू कम टू एन एंड. इफ दिस राइड बिकम्स द एंडलेस राइड, वी टू विद लाइफ फॉर एवर ओल्ड येट न्यू. हम लोगों के लिए ये लाइफ हमेशा ओल्ड होगी लेकिन न्यू होती जाएगी. सपोज दिस जर्नी दैट आई एम मेकिंग विद माई बिलवर्ड, शी इज सिटिंग बिसाइड, हर बॉडी एंड माई बॉडी इज वेरी क्लोज टुगेदर, एंड आई एम हैविंग अ वेरी डिफरेंट स्टैटिक स्टेट. इफ सपोज दिस जर्नी इज कंटिन्यूड, what will be the result? with life forever old yet new. We will be growing old, yet by spirit we will be feeling newness. Where is the newness? Newness is the energy. Newness is the interest. Newness is the curiosity. What is newness? It is not matter of age. It is matter of spirit. So if that beloved is given to me for riding forever, we would be growing older in years, but we will be growing younger in spirit because of the high degree of interest. Our interest degree in life would remain not less than 100. And if you are having 100 degree of interest in life, life is always new for you, right? So with life forever old yet new, change not in kind but in degree. It cannot be changed in kind, but it will be changed in degree. The instant made eternity. The instant, this ride, that is an instant, instant in a flux of moment, and that will become eternity for me. This instant riding for some hours will become an eternity for me, and heaven just proved that I and she ride together forever ride. काश कि ऐसा हो जाता, काश कि भगवान हमें ये वरदान दे देते शिव शंकर कि हम राइड करते रहते और जर्नी कभी खत्म ही ना होती. Had it been so, I would, it could be so. Many a time in life you might have felt that you are somewhere either making a journey or you are in a situation that is so fascinating for you that you are wishing that this journey, this moment should not come to an end. That kind of a moment is there. And he says that if I were given the words from gods to ask for something, I would ask for the continued journey, this journey, lifelong journey along with my friend, along with my beloved. And in that case, life would be renewed at every step because the interest degree in life would be 100. Okay. Many a time you might have come across the words of the people that it is all about the attitude of life. We should, whatever age, whatever time we are in, we should keep our interest high. We should be keen to have some sort of thing, to achieve something, and then the different kind of vigor and enthusiasm will be felt. So that is the thing. Whatever interest you are having, if you are having interest in something and you are pursuing that thing, it would be always refreshing and you will be always getting new energy, right? So I think these are the things. And as far as the rhyme scheme is concerned, simile metaphor you will scan out and you will find that had, fate, sublimate, one line, first and second line rhyming together, bond, beyond, third and fourth line, then dim, described, goal. This fifth line is odd one, right? Fate is rhyming with sublimate, bond is rhyming with beyond. So first and second, third and fourth are rhyming together. The fifth one is the odd one, and again the sixth one, goal, soul, rhyming with the next line. Then again test and quest, best and ride. Okay, that we can say test, quest and best. These three lines are rhyming together, and the fifth one is the odd one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have a bliss to die with, dim, descried, ride. Fifth line is rhyming with the 11th one. That is the thing. So that you can write there. These are the stanza of 11 lines. First line is rhyming with the second, third with the fourth, fifth with the 11, and sixth with the 7, and then 8th, 9th and 10th are rhyming together. This rhyme scheme, this pattern of rhyme scheme is there, and rhythm is also there to be found. Ride together forever right. Ride together forever right. So it's very melodious, very musical, and I will tell you that Browning is a very conscious artist, right? And he is a great creator of imagery is very concrete. Somewhere the impact of, you can say, the impact of Rossetti, Swinburne, Keats is to be found as far as the imagery is concerned. And he is also consummate artist, you can say. Browning is a consummate artist, and he has written poems having a lot of rhythm and music. So time is over, and I think I have done the justice whatever I knew. Okay, it's all right, fine, thank you, bye.